Limbo, Bastion, Braid.
What are games I love?
Yes, correct. Also, we could have accepted what are games that appeared in Microsoft's Summer of Arcade. You and I have reviewed a ton of these games, and we're kicking off this year's Summer of Arcade with a game called Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. It's a game that not a lot of people know much about. I haven't heard much about it at all, but Jose, we played it. What'd you think?
You're playing two characters with each thumbstick, two brothers, obviously, hence the title Brothers. For a game that controls like this, you know, you would think that it might be a little bit complicated to figure out exactly what you're supposed to do, but I found that it was super easy for me to figure out where I was supposed to go and how I was supposed to be using both of these brothers in conjunction with each other.
In this game, you play as these brothers who are journeying in order to save their father, who's very sick. They have to get something called the Water of Life, and you don't really know where that is. So you just start wandering off into the world. Yeah, that's actually where technically it's there. But you don't know that when you're playing the game. You just start wandering off, going through towns, and you go up into mountains. You interact with all kinds of whimsical sort of fantasy characters, and it's a really beautiful world. You don't really know how much of the world is fantasy, how much is steeped in reality, and you start to discover the world. I think you're right. The fact that you control both characters is a really interesting, innovative mechanic. I've never really played a game where you have to split your brain down the middle like that. You're controlling the older brother with one stick, you're controlling the younger brother with another one, and they both have slightly different abilities. The older brother can only, you know, kind of operate heavier equipment. Yeah. The younger brother can access areas, kind of crawl through bars.
Creep through bars, yeah.
I didn't find any of the puzzles particularly challenging. It was pretty easy to get through the game and had a really nice mellow pace. But I think the game isn't just sort of about this. It's about the emotional connection between these brothers and then the emotional connection you make over the course of the story.
And you do. I mean, you make that connection with these characters. I found, like, you know, as soon as that character does his little eco, you know, his little chant where he's trying to call for his brother, it was just a fun experience. I didn't expect that I was going to have so much fun with this game and be invested in these characters that you don't really understand when they're talking, because, you know, they're speaking in Simlish. Felt
a little bit like a Pixar movie, maybe the beginning of WALL-E or something, where you don't need incredibly, you know, elaborate speech to explain what's happening. I also think it's so surprising that it was done by Starbreeze Studios, who are best known for the Riddick games, which is like so violent and in your face and so aggressive. Yeah, there's a lot of that in it too. Yeah. So maybe they're similar because you can't understand what anyone's saying in either game.
I think that's what it is. It's Vin Diesel's voice just like dialed down like to the minimum.
It's a very, very short game. I typically am not like a stickler for gameplay length. I think when a game is done, it's done. And I do feel like at the end of this game, total satisfaction. Yeah, it is exhausting.
The
end of this game is not uplifting. I'll give you that much.
Yeah, I mean, this game is definitely, when it's over, it is over. And you're like, wow. I just sat back and I was like, that was fun. I enjoyed that experience.
It's a very thoughtful game. It's a very beautiful game, and I think more than anything, it's a great way to kick off the Summer of Arcade. I don't know if we're going to see a better Summer of Arcade game this year.
It's going to be tough.
Jose, what are you going to give Brothers?
I'm giving Brothers a 9 out of 10.
I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 as well. This is a must-buy.
Psycho Brothers.
Can I be the big one this time?
Yeah, I guess.
Awesome!